Today I'm joined by Katarina Antill. She is the CEO and founder of Bonafi, a company providing regulation technology to the pharmaceutical sector.
It's good. We've gotten a lot of positive interest. We've actually built the product with the help from the industry and beta version out that's being in trial right now. So there's a couple of things. First of all, things have slowed down a bit, right? With the current climate, any investments, especially with the pharma industry, it's hands on deck, it's hands on operations. So people are really focused on delivering product to the patients at the moment. But the plan is obviously still there. And as far as the investment goes, yes, we are looking at raising that funding within the next, I'd say, 9 months. Have a pretty solid product development plan. But we also have, like I said, aggressive sales targets. So there's a combination there. Well, I suppose, I have to say, I've been very fortunate. I feel very supported. We have, like you mentioned, we have CSF. I've been on the New Frontiers program, Frontiers Phase 2 in Blanchardstown. So we've been thoroughly supported with there, and that really gives you the tools to get started on something like this.
Yeah.
While I have started a company in the past, I have worked for a startup, I'm doing something a bit different, and having the support from Enterprise Ireland and New Frontiers and also Dublin BIC, that has been a fantastic support for us. Yeah. So in terms of difficulties, you wake up, some days everything is just great, and then other days you wonder, oh, geez, what am I doing here? But overall, I think it's been a great journey so far. You do. You just have to remind yourself. What I typically do is go back and look at I tend to try and celebrate the small achievements.
Yeah.
So I try to go back and think about where was I a year ago, and what have I achieved since then, and what have people said about my product. That's key, because you want to make sure that you're actually delivering something to customers that they want.
Yeah.
And that gives you that encourages you to keep going. It really does. You have to look at your past victories just to keep going forward.
Yeah. Okay. That's good sound advice for anyone looking for encouragement if they woke up the wrong side of the bed this morning.
You just have to think about what you've done. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And what has been the most challenging financial aspect of the business? Is it financing, sales? Is it, just organizing your own flow?
Yeah, no, we have obviously getting the CSF funding was great, and that helped us. That really helped us get a couple of developers on board to move the product forward, actually, to beta version. So we have released the beta version. Now, once you're on that train, once you get to the point where you're hiring people, you have investment, you need to keep going. That's the thing. That's what I discovered. You can't just before
are you sort of past the point of no return? You can't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You're definitely past the point of no return. So you really need to keep looking for those investments. I remember a friend told me, she said, you'll never stop chasing investments. And that was before I'd gotten investment, and I truly understand what she means now, You don't want to lose momentum. You have a good idea, you have a good product, and you want to make sure that you get it out there quicker, right? So the quicker, if you don't have if you need to get it out quicker, funding could help you. So if it's anything, maybe I would say get funding as soon as you can. We're pre-launch, and right now we're in beta trial. So before I go for, obviously we need to get that customer validation. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, I have been in contact and in conversation with several interested parties when it comes to finance. But again, you need to get that solid customer validation. But there's definitely really high levels of interest in our business, because it really is a needed solution. Well, I suppose it's everything in combination. You need to make sure that you're delivering the right message. I find that for myself, I'd say to anyone that wants to, that's going out to pitch for the first time, make sure you're delivering the right message. Make sure that you're able to accurately describe what your business is doing quite quickly. From my own perspective, not everyone understands this industry. Obviously, if you're not in the industry, you don't understand the regulations and all of it behind it. So it can be challenging to really get the message across what you're trying to do if you don't work on it. So that can be a challenge sometimes. We're keeping a close eye on our cash flow, obviously, through online accounting program. It's highly critical, absolutely. I mean, I try to keep track of it, almost looking at it every day. Now, since we're pre-trade and all of that, I mean, we don't have a huge amount of overhead just yet. And we're trying to keep it down as much as possible. Obviously, we're bootstrapping. But it's very important to keep track of your cash flow and knowing exactly what it is, what you're getting out, what's going out. It's quite long. I mean, it's not, sales isn't going to happen overnight. That's for sure. I mean, you're looking at 9-10 months at least to get a sale from start to sale. So we are currently pre-trade, but so that's something definitely that you need to keep in mind if you're selling into if it's a business to business, and especially if it's big enterprises like what we're dealing with.